Hi Cantor, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your December 2023 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, the Celtic crossword as always, and also pull the 4 agreements, wisdom, the oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Right, we have Aries, and for you guys, Aries is your 10th house of career and social status. Right now we have Chiron there, and also the North Node. Right. Speaking of the North Node, we also got that in your dice, so just mention where that is and what area of your chart that reflects. And yeah, once again, 10. So a lot of Aries energy coming through in your dice. Actually, I don't see any Aries energy in your spread itself, but yeah, this could just be saying that everything that we talk about here, maybe we could view it through a little bit more of a lens of maybe it's more impacting your career than other areas of your life, but we'll keep that in mind as we go through the main spread. All right, in the main situation position, we have the Empress, and challenging that, we have the Ace of Swords. So the Empress energy is usually very feminine, right? Very receptive, tends to let things come to them, right? But seeing this Ace of Swords in the challenge position, to me says that you might come to an epiphany that maybe this isn't necessarily the best approach to your current situation, right? So maybe it's not you got to throw the entire thing away, but it could just be one of those things like, yeah, okay, it's good to be in this energy right now, but hey, is there maybe something more I could do to actually help speed the process along to me getting what I want, right? All right, in the foundation position, we have the Hermit. So this is actually Virgo energy. So for you guys, that's your third house of communication. So for some of you might be looking back, thinking back on something someone told you, right? So maybe that's what that Ace of Swords energy is about. So maybe it's one of those things where you might have come away from a conversation with one interpretation of it, and now with more time passing, you might actually be viewing it through a slightly different lens, and that could be what's altering how you're choosing to act in a situation. Right. In past position, we have the Justice card. So this is Libra energy here. So for some of you, this could just be saying that maybe this was a conversation that happened around the Libra season earlier this year, possibly even with a Libra, or someone within your family, given that that's the area of your chart that this represents. But yeah, if anything else, this could just be looking back on when things were more balanced in the situation too. So you might be looking back on, okay, at one point things were balanced. If they're not now, and I'm just waiting around for them to return to that state, is there something that maybe I missed during that time that I could apply now that would help, right? Okay, in the present position, we have the Three of Cups. So this is actually a Cancer energy here. So could just be saying that, for example, December, in almost every culture, there's plenty of holidays during that time of year. So it could just be reconnecting with family, friends, right? Things along those lines. But it's definitely a celebratory energy. And it could just be saying that you have an openness to that as well. And for some of you, just reconnecting with people in this way might actually be what helps spark this movement for you as well. Okay, in the near future position, we have the Six of Pentacles. So this is Taurus energy here. And for you guys, that represents your 11th house of friendships, groups, hopes, and wishes. So yeah, so for some of you, maybe it's as simple as this, right? Maybe it was, let's put it on a minor scale, right? It doesn't have to be a huge existential crisis type thing, but let's say you spoke to a friend of yours a while back, right? And you came away with the thought that, okay, yeah, they're going to let me know when they're in town next, right? But then you might look back on the conversation and say, well, actually, we never necessarily agreed on that, so I've been waiting on them to reach out all this time. Maybe I should be reaching out to them, right? So it could just be something as simple as that. So you reach out, realize that, oh, okay, there wasn't any animosity, no, arguments or splitting apart, just a misunderstanding that, oh, I thought you were going to be calling me. No, I thought you were going to call me, right? So one of those types of things. And, oh, okay, balance is restored just like that, right? For some of you, especially given how much energy we saw on your dice pointing to your career sector, this could be a similar situation within your career too. Maybe a misunderstanding within the workplace gets cleared up, things start moving a lot better. All right, the position of your influence in a situation, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, so for a lot of you, it might actually be you who comes up with the idea to move things forward, right? So if there's been some kind of stagnation, again, like I said, whether it be in career sector, friendships, family, it looks like it's one of those things where you might get that insight that, oh, okay, actually I have an idea of how we can move things forward. All right, in the environment position, we have the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, perfect example of that, right? We were just talking about the Six of Pentacles in the near future position. You take that one there, add that 2 to 5 we see here, gets you to the Six of Pentacles spot, right? So let's say, for example, going back to the Empress energy, which is, oh, it's very passive, waiting for things to come to you, being receptive, right? But if things weren't coming your way and it almost had you in this Five of Pentacles position, you're like, oh, actually, there's this one small thing I could do that might actually help boost getting me to my goals faster, right? And then you take action on that and you find yourself getting to that next level. So that could be how it's playing out for some of you. All right, in hopes or fears position, we have the Ten of Cups. So yeah, I'm going to assume this is a hope, right? It's definitely a very positive energy, represents happiness, fulfillment, expansion. So makes sense to see that come up as a hope there. And in the outcome position, we have the Eight of Wands. So Sagittarius energy here. So yeah, this could just be saying that basically as soon as Sagittarius season starts up for you guys, you might start to feel that movement, right? Where all of a sudden there's a lot more conversation happening, and then you get some insight into maybe a previous situation that you didn't necessarily understand clearly, but you thought that there was a clear understanding at that time, and oh, okay. Turns out to be something rather small too, right? So easy to fix, luckily, right? Get that thing fixed and things start flowing a lot better. All right, and bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. So this is Leo energy here. So yeah, to me, this says that whatever the situation is, right? Leo energy for you guys is a finance house for you, by the way. So given what we were talking about with all the 10th house and pentacles here, it's good. Let's say if it is around the workplace, right? Maybe you guys were having some issue within your work system, and then you're sitting there one day, maybe staring at your computer screen, like, what is the deal? And then something clicks for you, like, oh, you know what? I think this might be the problem here, right? So it might be a relatively minor fix, but through putting that minor fix in, the results are big, right? So it could just be one of those things where you get recognition. Or like I said, if it was just, oh, my friend thought that I was calling them, I thought that they were calling me, we haven't called each other, it's been a while. You know what, let me just reach out to them and see what's going on. Oh, yeah, I thought you were going to call me, right? Cleared up the confusion, things start flowing a lot more smoothly. So whatever the case may be, it looks like however this situation gets resolved, it looks like it's going to be in a positive way, and it looks like you'll be recognized as having a key factor in making that happen. Moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have Don't Take Anything Personally, and it says Relinquish Self-Importance. Okay, it says personal importance, or taking things personally, is the maximum expression of selfishness because we make the assumption that everything is about me. So yeah, I mean, interesting message there. I really don't necessarily view Cancer energy in general to be that way at all, you know. But if anything, maybe I would say, so not in a selfish sense of feeling entitled to something, but maybe taking offense to something, right? So maybe if someone says something that wasn't directed at you, but you might have just felt like it was said in a way that it was directed toward you, right? Maybe to that extent I could see that happening, but either way, hopefully that resonated for some of you in some capacity. All right, moving on to your Wisdom Oracle card, we have Unfinished Symphony. There's the artwork, and the number is 10. So we'll see what this has to say. Okay, central meanings says unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, the need to make amends. The Oracle's message. This is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you're leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so the symphony can finally end on a high note. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there, because it seems to reflect what we were talking about here, where it looks like you are thinking back on something from the past and then possibly seeing it from a different perspective, and it actually unlocks the progress that you've been looking for. The relationship message says moving on is difficult when love lingers, things are left unsaid, and you haven't had the opportunity for closure in your relationship and in your heart. You can still feel bound up in relationships when closure is denied you. It's important to achieve this for yourself. Write that letter, make that call, or have that conversation over a cup of coffee. For peace of mind, accept matters as they are, make amends if need be, and declare your feelings, even if only to yourself. Be clear about what was left unresolved, and close the door in the past so you can set yourself free. Only then can new love blossom. So yeah, definitely a positive message there, especially because, like I said, it seems like whatever the situation was, it seems to have been a minor misunderstanding where neither party necessarily understood that it was on their shoulders to reach out next, right? So it sounds minor, right? You figure at one point one person would just naturally say, "What's the deal? Let me reach out." But it seems like that could have been one of those situations that's lingered for a while. The prosperity message says make sure you complete projects now before starting new ones. Perhaps you have created something special that will increase your sense of abundance and bring you opportunities for wealth. However, if you don't see it through, it won't add up to anything more than clutter. Now's the time to put your nose to the grindstone and complete the tasks that have accumulated. Pay your bills, sign the documents, do your filing, hand in an assignment, complete a work of art. Tie up loose ends so you can move forward with surety, knowing you're on the prosperous path and feeling refreshed and excited about the future. So yeah, definitely a positive message there as well. So for some of you, maybe that could be what that Six of Pentacles is pointing to, right? Saying, all right, let me restore the balance in this situation because I have this new idea for the next thing I want to do, right? So rather than leave that situation hanging, Five of Pentacles energy, let me wrap that up, then move forward to the next thing, right? So hopefully that resonates with you guys as well. Lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. This is your mudra here. It's the Svadhisthana Chakra mudra. The keyword for it is adaptability. All right, let's see if we get that to focus for one. Okay, so yeah, can't really fit everything in the frame at once, so I'll just hold it up here for a second. If you want to pause it, just take a screenshot to read what it has to say. And I'll move the rest of it into the frame. So you can pause that and take a screenshot to read what it has to say as well. But under benefits, it says increases ability to adapt to change, opens creativity and the ability to spontaneously respond to any situation, increases capacity for intimacy with self, others, and the environment, benefits the reproductive system, increases fertility, tonifies the blood. So if that sounds like a mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name in the description of the video as always. I hope you guys have a good holiday season. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next year. All right, bye.